What's up, everybody? We are here in front of our tegu cages because we're about to take Prometheus, Ice Queen, and Gaia to get microchipped.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go to our good friends Carlos and Nancy of Tropical Reptiles, Florida, and they're actually gonna do their microchipping for us, teach us how to do it, in case we need to do it for any other animals in the future. We're also gonna show off some of their incredible tegu collection that they have. Great people, great animals. Hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Alright, we gotta pack the tegus because we gotta get them microchipped. Tegus have been mean lately. I don't want to get bit. But the albino, she's too blind to be mean. There you are, baby. How dirty she is. Wanna see something cool, or I'll put it here. Oh, look at this. Look how white that is. Look how beautiful that color is when you get that, like, no dirt, it's fresh out of shed. That real white albino. Look at that. And then it gets dirty and disgusting. Alright, we're here with Carlos from Tropical Reptiles, Florida, and he's gonna help us microchip our tegus, Prometheus, and two girls. So, with all the changes that are coming in the laws, we gotta get our big tegus microchipped. And Carlos has a big tegu collection, so he's been doing that all week and stuff, microchipping his animals. So he said he could help us out, and we're gonna record the process and talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on. All right, Carlos, so these are the microchips?
These are the microchips. What we do is before we inject them, we test them out. Microchip reader. Yep. Right over the microchip. Confirm the numbers, 7051 on the sequence, 7051.
Right.
It's good to go.
Perfect.
So that's one confirmed. That one works. Here's the second one, 7057. Confirm, 7057. That's your second tegu. Tegu number 3. Scanning, ID not found. There we go. 7058. 7058.
Okay.
So before we inject the tegus, we make sure that the microchip works, so we don't inject the tegus and shoot up a microchip into them
for
and
no
it's
reason.
defective.
Right.
Exactly. So we confirm it's good to go. Tegus are good to go.
All right.
Now what you want to do is you want to list per the name and what type of tegu it is.
Yeah.
The sequence number that you have here for the shop.
Right.
So you put the name of your tegu and the sequence number.
Right.
If it's not your final draft, you'll have 3 more barcodes so that you could put it on the official documentation that you need to put it on.
Yeah.
And you'll still have it on your records as well.
Okay. Awesome. So let's get to it. Albinos first.
You need me to hold her or anything, or?
Yeah. Honey, grab a towel. We do it on the tail base of the tegus.
On the tail base?
Yes.
Would it be the same for like iguanas and?
For monitors, I've seen Corey's videos. He likes to shoot them up and inject them in the leg. I go based off the experience of a German breeder that she's been having to microchip her tegus for multiple years on a row already.
Yeah.
Her name is Rensky Lugman.
Okay.
So she sent me the videos of the tutorial how to do the bigger tegus and the smaller juvenile size tegus.
Okay.
Based on her experience, the base of the tail is the perfect place to do it. There's not that much muscle tissue that could be affected, and the tegus don't have it go and dig the microchip right into their muscle area. So by putting it in the tail, there's enough of a skin area available, and we're good to go.
Perfect.
Cover her head with the towel.
Oh, the towel just in case.
And then we like to do it on the left side, right over here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spray a little bit of Bactine on the area. Make sure it's clean, sanitized. See all that extra skin in there?
Yeah.
So this is the microchip here. Okay. what I like to do is the opening of the microchip syringe to the top. Find the good area here. You see that opening in the scales right there? Right in there. Hold it tight. We're in. Microchip is in.
Perfect.
Hold it a second.
Give it a little Bactine.
And it doesn't even seem to bother them at all, dude.
No, they just they move around more when you're holding them.
Yeah,
Than
more
the
than
actual
anything.
shot. Yeah. So we just want to sanitize the area after the injection. Then we're gonna verify what we did was correct. We're gonna scan. You don't even need to get close.
Yeah.
That's your ID right there.
Awesome.
Just come close to it. 7051. 7051. That's your ice queen. One down. We go to the next.
Gaia's next.
Gaia.
This is gonna get
Got it.
progressively harder.
Yeah, for real.
That's G-A.
G-A-Y-A.
G-A-Y-A. Okay, Gaia. We're gonna go ahead and get one sticker out.
Does that?
They're female. Yeah, I got it. Put her down. Cover her face. And grab the
Grab her
base.
neck. Yeah, the base of her neck.
Grab the base of the tail down here. So this is the reason why I don't wear gloves when I work with
Yeah.
with Tegus.
Pointless.
Spray Bactine. Clean the area. Spray it a little higher. Right over here. See, she's got a little indentation there. Little broken scale. So we're gonna use that to our advantage. Watch your hand. Needle slide. Gonna come right in here. We're in the skin. Microchip is in. Bactine. Area is disinfected.
Super easy.
We're gonna go ahead and test it. There it is, 7058. That's your guy.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Prometheus is next. So this is what, you know, FWC's been telling us to do to all our adult tegus. That way, you know, we're accountable if they do get loose.
That's what happens.
Yep, sometimes.
We're good. That was just the tip. There we go. We're in. You want to make sure you poke the syringe up a little bit so that you're in the skin.
Yeah.
That's in there. Little Bactine. It's
Beautiful.
clean, sterilized. And we're gonna go ahead and test our work.
7057.
Perfect.
57. Prometheus is chipped. Ruby Red Line Albino. We produced them last year.
So Carlos has his own line of albino tegus. Now this might look like a pure red albino, but it's actually not. This is Carlos's line of albino, and this is honestly the most beautiful albino I've ever seen in person. The color on this thing is spectacular.
He's a little dirty now.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, when we keep them outside,
Yeah.
they get dirty, but I mean, wow, dude. This thing is nuts. I remember seeing this thing as a baby too, and they kept the
You
color
saw him in
so well.
Daytona, I know.
Yeah,
And then I have
They
his,
kept
his
the color.
pops. His pops and his mom, I'll show them to you.
yeah.
They're really bright red too. They have super unique colors.
Wow, man. Because a lot of albino tegus will actually get whiter as they get older, but this guy kept all his reds and
He
oranges.
actually got red on the back as he
Yeah.
got older.
Incredible, dude. So obviously this animal's not for sale. This is one of your breeders.
Yep.
Priceless to you.
And he's like this because of the South Florida sun.
Yeah,
If he
of
was
course.
kept indoors, you know, he'd be chill.
Yeah. No,
the
you
South
put these
Florida
animals
sun.
outside and
I mean, look at the way that the females react.
yeah. So that's more of like a traditional albino, but still very beautiful. A lot of yellows.
This is
and-
our rosé line of
Wow.
albino. This one's 50% red,
yeah.
25% blue, 25 black and white.
Wow, dude. I love the orange down her back.
Right?
Yeah.
She kept some of that orange contrast, some of the
Yeah.
pattern on her. She's
So-
one of the lighter ones that I have. I have some.
So
more,
have you
more
guys
contrast.
had babies from these two?
No,
Or not yet.
this
Eggs?
season.
No.
No.
Okay.
They got together and I put them together later in the season because I wanted to see if he would go, give him an opportunity because he's always busy up and down the cage
Yeah.
trying to breed. So, but they didn't end up doing anything this season. And it's, you know, they're kind of small and
Yeah.
young still, so
I mean, and that's the thing too with tegus. It's
the
like,
norm.
yeah,
Pardon the mess. We haven't been able to come out here and clean yet today, so
it's
it's a
okay.
little bit of paper plates and so forth on the
No,
cage.
we know how it is. Beautiful animals though.
Ruby red line albino right here, Numi.
Look at the color on this thing, and it's dirty, but look at the color.
Yep.
Just throughout the body, on
She's in shed
the
too,
belly.
but she's got some pretty extreme colors on her. She's pink on the side. You see
Yeah.
her through the shed there. She looks kind of yellow now because of the shed. Even her arms are like, you see the olive green?
Yeah.
They got a different color on her. So this is the female, right? This girl, it's a 50% pus head albino, red, pure red. And she is one of the few that I had from the male that I produced the rosé line albinos. The 100% head albino male.
Yeah.
She's one of his few offspring that I have from a pure red cross.
Okay.
Because last year I crossed them to the super blue female.
Yeah.
And I crossed them to one of the red line females to try to produce the albinos. Now I have this set of 50% pus heads, and I just hatched out the Miami Heat line this season, which is 50% pus head reds as well. So the sire to that line is this guy here, and look how extreme this red is.
Wow.
This is the head albino red.
Is this a Paraguayan?
He came from two amigos. That's what they told me that he was. Paraguayan stock. Red.
Wow.
But look at the
dude.
blushings on the head.
Yeah.
You see the yellow? Look at the eye. You see the yellow on the eye?
Yeah. Right there.
Very unique,
Yeah.
very pronounced. And he's in shed too, but this guy is bright red, bro.
Bro, I can see that.
You can see that he's in
Yeah,
shed right
he's
there.
in shed right there.
But he's bright red, bro.
Wow.
And he's a
Can't wait to
powerhouse
see
of
what
an
he
animal.
produces, man.
Yep. So this guy now, I have him breeding with the ruby red line to produce the higher hybrid, you know, high red hybrid albinos.
Right.
And I have him with one of his daughters, which is that red female there, which she is for sure 50% pus head for albino because she came from him.
Okay.
So
And you've proven him out already.
he's the dad of the rosé line.
Oh, right.
This
oh,
is the father.
wow.
This is
dude.
the male that bred with the super blue and produced
Makes
my albinos.
sense, dude.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And I'm gonna show you.
So this is the dad to that incredible red
Yep.
albino male you have
This
over
is
there.
the dad to the rosé line albinos. This guy bred to a
Wow.
super blue, which are categorized as two different species. This is Tupinambus rufescens.
Yeah.
The super blue is Salvatore Marinate,
Yeah.
because in my super blues is 87.5 blue, 12.5 chocolate. There's no red in that line.
Right.
So Salvatore Marinate bred a Tupinambus rufescens and made albinos.
Wow.
So there's a,
And this guy was an import.
this guy was an import. Yep.
Huh.
Came in from two amigos.
Wow.
Yep. Traded
He's
him for black and
gorgeous.
white wildcats.
He's gorgeous, man. So wait, when you picked him up, obviously you didn't know he was het.
No.
You just
Nancy and I looked through roughly 400 tegus that day. Okay? Out of those 400 tegus, it was just when
you picked him out as a baby?
two amigos, yeah. Two amigos had got, this guy does not play though.
Yeah, I see that.
Two
He's
amigos had gotten the order for the shipment and had received it the day prior to us going over. When we went over, we looked through, you know those bins that he has like racks?
ready. Yeah.
We opened up those bins, we looked through over 400 tegus, bro.
And you picked this
And
one.
we picked out 6
Wow.
out of those 400. Out of those 6, this is the only one that has proved
So
out.
needless to say, you have an eye for what you work with.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Exactly.
amazing. So yeah, like there's that yellow you were talking about right on the eye, on the head. You can see some yellows.
See how unique that eye is?
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
What
So
a
that's why they
gorgeous
call us the crazies.
The crazies.
Because
There
of
you
all
go.
of the things all of the cool traits that we see on the tigers.
Right.
But it proves out, you know? So we are not that crazy.
There's a method to your madness.
Exactly.
This guy here is Watermelon.
Yep.
The father to the Ruby Red Line.
Ruby Red Line.
And this guy is massive. I mean, let me
Panther.
take a...
He's almost as big as I am.
A pink panther, and he's a double head.
Wow.
100% head albino, 100% head honorary.
And you can see the orange on top.
Yep. He's got a birthmark there. You see that?
Yeah.
That orange one.
Yeah, like that.
And you can see the pattern is like the displayed pattern on the albino back there.
Yeah.
Just reversed.
Very beautiful. He's huge.
Super unique colors. Look at his head. You see all the blues, teals, along with the oranges, peach, reds.
Smack me in the face. Nice.
Yeah, don't fuck around. Big old male. Woo. Just dug that claw into me too.
This is your Amethyst Line Albino.
Yep. This one was produced out of an albino to albino clutch last season.
Wow.
From the Purple Rain albino bred to a super blue albino.
Gorgeous.
You can see the pattern is different.
Yeah.
They keep a lot of the contrast and colors on them.
Yeah.
And this was what was called the dark phase, and you can still see the dark side.
So when it first hatched, it had those like
darker,
the dark
bands
bands on the side. Yeah.
Yep. So this is one of, I think it was like 26 albinos we hatched out of that cross last season.
Nice.
Yep.
Beautiful.
They all kept a lot of red, a lot of orange. I'll show you some other ones I got. So you can see some of these are not like the most brightest one, but I got a bunch of different ones. That's a rosé line male.
Yeah.
Right there. You see that one took off more after the super blue gene.
Yeah.
You see the other one out in the back now. I'm gonna show you one that came out high white, and then you'll see the female.
And I noticed these cups here. Why do you guys have these cups?
Those are the ones that have been breeding.
Okay.
So that we could keep up whenever there's some action.
Yeah.
And the ones that could be possibly gravid and stuff like that. And we come out here and check up on them daily.
Okay.
Make sure that we don't miss any clutches because there's so many of them, so many animals.
Yeah, of course.
We just make sure that we have everybody documented and we have everything in order. So
awesome.
the cups make it easier for us to just come back here. Like if it's not
easy
me,
to
for
spot.
example,
Boom.
if it's the wife, yeah, it's not that we threw a crazy college party and stuff.
Yeah.
We're marking each one of the enclosures. This is a super blue. This is what you guys had a sibling of as well.
Yeah.
This is one of the females that we produced out of that clutch.
Gorgeous.
She kept a lot of the dark contrast on her.
Beautiful, man.
And what we do with them is we give them, see how the hide takes up most of the cage space?
Yeah.
We give all the albinos a bigger hide space area.
Right.
Because the bigger hides, make sure that they're able to find their food and that they don't have any visual impairment as they get older.
Right.
Because if you keep them without a hide, they start getting more visually impaired.
Right.
Double heads. Pair of double heads.
So you should produce aneries with these?
Snows,
I'm sorry.
aneries, and albinos.
Yeah.
That's a pair of double heads. One trait that's very common of the double heads is you see that orange? That orange on the back?
Yeah.
That's one of the traits that is really associated with the double heads. A lot of them have that orange pronunciation. And then we made ours with a super blue cross to an anery. So you could tell the size of this animal.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's just not playing around.
Yeah, no, and you're gonna produce some big tegus from them.
Yep. So that was the whole plan, to make some unique big tegus out of this cross. Yeah, he got me a little bit, but he doesn't play, bro.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't want you to get bit.
No, it's fine. Nothing, no blood drawn. It's a dry bite. Double heads.
Double hits, again with the red on the back. Gorgeous.
Wow. This is actually our male from a ruby red line, which is 66% pos head, 50% possible head honorary. This is Melocotón. And the female that he's with is an actual double head. So we're trying to cross the ruby red line, which we now found out that is double head, 50% pos head honorary as well, with our double head stock. The female's a little smaller. Let's see if he gets me a chance to look at his mate. But she's got the orange trait on the colors. Come on, buddy. I'm gonna have to take you out to show the female. She She's got the orange.
Right.
Very unique pattern, very unique colors.
I love that belly.
Yeah.
The ruby red line got like that intense pinkish looking belly on them. And then since they're pos head for anery too, a lot of the pos head anery stock, they get these real white, bright cascades. See how the white comes out on that head?
Yeah.
More pronounced. I have other ones that the white is shown even more than on that one.
So is this is their first year together?
This
like
is their
breeding?
first season officially together.
For all
This
these
was from
here?
last season.
For all these cages that you just showed us?
All of these cages.
Okay.
We took them out because they're our holdback stock.
Yeah.
Not really with the intention of them breeding, but more like so that we could acclimate them so that they could be compatible with each other.
Right,
Because
right.
if you just, like if you keep tegus separate, right?
Yeah.
And you just put them together while it's breeding season,
Oh, yeah,
you're
they're
gonna
gonna
run
tear
into a
each
lot
other.
of compatibility issues.
Yeah.
A lot of them are gonna be compatible with each other and not really, breed.
Right.
And then you're gonna have issues where you're gonna have to be taking tegus out because they're just gonna be chasing each other around the cage.
Right.
So we try to make sure that we set them up in cages as per how we want them to breed the following year.
Okay. So they start getting used to each other and you're not gonna have any problems.
Exactly.
All right, so if you guys have been following with the laws and with our YouTube channel, we've been talking a lot about what's going on in Florida. The Florida government's trying to ban the possession and, of these beautiful animals. These are the tegus that we all love here, in Florida especially. A lot of us keep them. A lot of the big breeders are in Florida. And as you can see, as we showed you in the video, Carlos is a very responsible owner, has all his cages labeled, all his animals will be microchipped, and everything is made here so that none of the animals are able to escape. So it's important that we show people that there are responsible owners out there, that there's these laws that they're trying to pass don't make any sense, and it's not fair for people like us that make a living out of this, that they're trying to ban the selling of these animals, because this is what we love and this is how we make a living.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want to say a couple of things.
Guys, something else to consider, us as breeders, we work for years on end just to try to produce animals like this, of this quality, of these traits. So we're not in the business of letting these animals go, letting these animals loose. This is the product of years of our hard work here. So we want to maintain them safe and secure, and we want to make sure that not only do we keep them for further generations down the road, but that we also breed them and sell a few so that we can maintain our business alive and keep this passion going for everybody else that loves tegus.
And so other people get to enjoy these animals like we do, because this is an incredible pet that somebody could have as a as a kid growing up. I mean, I can't imagine my kids not being able to keep tegus, so it's something that we definitely don't want to take away.
It's just a different experience, guys. And it's something that they're trying to take away from our rights. And just like these guys have said here, we're all responsible keepers. We keep our tegus in safe cages. We keep our tegus on their locking mechanisms. So there's never been any escapes, and there's never gonna be any escapes, because what we be letting go, if we had any escapes, is the product of years of our hard work. And it's money. So ultimately, we're not in the business of releasing these animals. It's not the pet keepers and the breeders that are responsible for the issue. If it's the cause of one bad apple, let's go ahead and tackle the issue and find a positive solution for it. But let's not blame everybody as a whole.
Let's not punish everybody else, right? And if you guys want to help out with all this, Florida, USARK Florida is going to be on a constant battle to try to keep our rights here in Florida and in the whole country. This is not the only place where they're trying to ban reptiles and trying to ban exotic animals. So if you want to keep up with this fight, if you want to help us keep our pets, if you want to make sure your kids get to have one of these beautiful animals in the future, make sure you support USARK Florida. There's we'll put a link in the description that you can click on. It will take you to their website. It will keep you up to date on the laws that are getting passed. And you could also sign up to donate to them if it's something that, you feel like you want to do. Obviously, anybody in the state of Florida that has an animal, even a leopard gecko, a bearded dragon, a tegu, a boa, this is going to affect you in one way, shape, or another. So it's important that us in the reptile community, we stick together. We try to stop this in its tracks, because they're only going to keep pushing forward. Before, it was the Burmese pythons, the anacondas, the Nile monitors. Now those are completely banned. Nobody can own them. They have, everybody who had them, even for educational purposes, has to get rid of them now, which is not fair, because people have had those animals for years, responsible owners.
Yep. And there's never been in the case an occasion where a microchipped animal from a personal collection has been found that escaped a personal collection, or a morph, for that matter. There's never been an albino Burmese python captured in the wild, which means that the conditional species program that is set in place at the moment has been working fine, because there's no microchipped animals that have been caught out in the Everglades. On top of that, there's no morphs out in the Everglades.
Exactly.
So that just comes to show you that it's from one bad apple that was during Hurricane Andrew that these animals were released into the Everglades. This isn't the keepers or the breeders of these species, the ones responsible for releasing them into the wild, as it is being made to look like. This is the bad actions of one or two bad apples in the 90s in South Florida. This isn't all of us breeders and keepers that are doing this, guys. Just to let you know, because the wording, the legal wording that is being put out and used, it makes us keepers and breeders look like the bad guys. And I want to make that very clear. We are not responsible. On the contrary, if you guys look at my stories, you guys will see that as a responsible breeder and keeper of this species, my wife and I voluntarily remove over 1,800 tegus from the South Florida ecosystem. And we are not responsible for putting one of those single tegus out into the ecosystem.
And not just that, but there's Carlos single-handedly, you know, gets rid of exports and or ships out of state hundreds and hundreds of tegus. But there's not just one of him. There's a lot of people like him that are collectors that make a living doing this as well, and that are actually helping the ecosystem here in Florida. Now, if you prohibit these people from collecting tegus or iguanas from the wild, the problem that they're trying to fix is only going to get worse.
Or if you make the people that are currently collecting them from the wild have to euthanize, instead of finding a nice, safe home in a state where they can populate the wild, if you make those keepers and those breeders and those responsible individuals that are tackling the issue euthanize the animals that they love, they're gonna stop doing it. There's nobody that's gonna want to kill tegus out there. I don't want to kill tegus. That's gonna stop me from trapping the invasive tegus. Because I don't want to euthanize my trap captures. There's no way I want to do that. I love tegus to death. That's the reason why I breed them and work with them.
You know? As you guys could see.
But make sure you guys can also write and call your local lawmakers, state officials. Let your voices be heard. Let them know where you stand, that you don't want
exactly. And I always hear people come up and say, oh, you know, it's a tough situation. We don't have any money to donate. Guys, if you can't donate money, share the video. You know, do whatever you guys can. Just make everybody aware of the situation out there. Share the video, share the knowledge. Let's become informed, and let's inform other individuals of how our industry and our way of life is being attacked at this time, so that we could bring awareness to everybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be a donation. It could bring your educational awareness to other individuals that you bring along to the table.
Another thing you could do, if you want to help this and you don't have necessarily the money, but you have a certain skill that might be useful to organizations like USARK Florida, is just, you know, send them a message. Tell them, you know, I'm good at marketing, I'm good at whatever, I'm a lawyer, so I can help you with the law. If you have a certain skill that you could use to help us, feel free to message them, and we need all the help we can, because this is not
all
an easy
hands
fight.
on deck, guys. Any help that you could bring to the table. And like, you know, like these guys are explaining to you, this isn't just a Florida thing. This isn't just a tegu thing. They already discussed bearded dragons in the whole wording when the meeting took place. So this isn't just a big lizard guy versus small lizard guy type of competition. These are all of us that need to come together as hobbyists and as passionate individuals in what we believe and what we love as a whole. If we love tegus, let it be tegus. If we love bearded dragons, let it be bearded dragons. If we love iguanas, let it be iguanas. If we love geckos, let it be geckos. But we gotta stand together, guys, for everybody in this time, because this is a situation that is gonna ultimately not only hurt the tegu keepers and the iguana keepers of today, but it's gonna hurt the reptile keepers of tomorrow's generation. And that's what we're trying to stop. We're trying to have you guys have the same freedom and the same passion for these animals that we grew up having.
Yeah, so like we said, all the information will be down in the description. This is Carlos, like we introduced him in the beginning of the video. He has Instagram, he has his website, so you could check that out. Tropical Reptiles Florida.
Yep, Tropical Reptiles FL is the Instagram, and our website is tropicalreptiles.com.
Okay, so we'll put that information in the bottom. That way, if you like some of his tegus, you could, give him a shout. And of course, we have all the other social media. As always, feel free to follow us on there. But remember, guys, this is a fight we gotta stick together. We can't.
Yep.
We gotta be on top of this because they are on top of this, and there's a lot more of them than there are of us.
And the problem is that if we're not on top of it and we don't inform each other of what's going on, these are bills and legislation that they pass overnight, or while most of us are spending 14-hour days taking care of our animals outdoors.
Yeah.
So if we don't inform each other of what's going on, if we don't inform the public, if we don't inform other keepers of how to stop this, there's nobody that's going to put a but or if to this situation. So we need to make sure that it all goes by without being unchecked.
All right, guys, we'll leave you at that. Thank you for watching. As always, check out Carlos' stuff, and we'll see you guys next video.
Take care, guys.